Good evening. Tonight I'm going to go over the Power Trade Journal in this short video. So this is something that I made up to help us track our trades. So you should be journaling in some aspect, going over your trades either at the end of day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month. I feel that everybody in the beginning should journal at least at the end of the day, at the end of your trade day. See what you've done right, what you've done wrong, what changes you could have made to your trades in order to capitalize and gain more capital. But as you get going, get more involved in your trading, then it's okay to do that once a week. That allows you to see where you might need to tweak a few things in your trading. So this is a trade journal that I put together. Right now I've got just everything filled out. This was a test to make sure that everything worked. There's a couple images. Typically I like to put an image of the entry and an image of the exit of my trade. And I don't take a bunch of pictures. There's all points in between. If you're trading multiple instruments, it's kind of hard to get a lot of images out there, so you can take a screenshot of like all of your charts at one time, a quad view if you're trading four. So basically, I'll go over the form in a minute, but here's what it does. So you're going to get the master trade sheet, and you'll want to come up. You'll have access to this form. I'll have the link out in the Discord. Just click this, and you're going to come make a copy is what you're going to do. Making a copy will then allow you to have your own version, and then you can go in and save the charts as you trade. It won't mess with this template. So this is like a master. You can't do anything with this anyways, but view it. The script should copy over when you make a copy. So what the script does is this right here is at the end of the trade day, you have this filled out. You have your images. You've selected all your profit targets. It's not going to look like this. I'll show you that in a minute. Basically, this was a test to make sure all this worked. When you hit copy and reset, it does two things. It goes through and makes a copy of this sheet. You'll see it pop up down here in the bottom. It makes a copy of the sheet and puts this date. It renames it to that date right there. Okay? And then what it does is it comes back here to the master and it zeroes out everything and resets everything. So I'll go ahead and click it real quick. It doesn't take long to run the script. You'll notice that it is on the copied sheet. So it made this. So today, April 7th, we traded. And at the end of the day, you hit copy and reset. So it makes a copy of that sheet and labels it April 7th. Okay. And then if you go back to the master, it is reset completely. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to double click here and click on the 8th. Because now we're coming into tomorrow morning, will be April 8th. So we would basically come in and make our selections. What asset are you trading? Are you trading multiple? For me, typically it's multiple. I'll trade 3 or 4 instruments. Are you only trading copper, platinum, gold, Bitcoin, one of the indices, NASDAQ, Russell? Are you trading currency pairs? I've got those as well. Or is it a stock? So make your selection on what you're going to trade. So let's just say you're going to trade gold. What time frame are you trading? Okay, well, we're going to look for entries on a 3-minute time frame. Is Trump or Powell speaking today? That's very important to know when they're speaking. When you check them, it's just going to light up red. That's to draw your eyes up there and kind of remind you as you're trading that they are speaking, either one of them. Market session, we have New York, Sydney, Tokyo, London. Tomorrow morning, I'll be trading New York session. When's my start time? Typically, I like to start around 8 o'clock and look for entries till about 11, but then stop at noon. So I only like to look for entries between typically 8 to 11:30. 11:30 or noon. You don't mess with these. This partial profit is when you close your initial profit. So if you put 20 contracts on, when you close your initial 3/4 off your 15 contracts, what is that total? That will calculate off of down in here when you put your totals in. So you leave these 3 alone. Okay, now it's time for news releases. Do we have news releases coming out? Yes, we do. When are news releases coming out? So there's 8:30. I need to turn that off for a minute. Got alerts going off on TradingView here, off the indicator. Let me pull that back up. All right, so there's news coming out at 8:30. Is it a high impact news release? Yes, it is. So we got high, we got red, we got orange and yellow. Okay, high, medium, and low impact. You put what times they're coming out. This you'll just have to copy and paste. So go out to your favorite news calendar. I like forexfactory.com, and just copy and paste that text in here. This is really just a reminder in here, your to-do checklist. Before you trade each morning, you should always look out at the higher time frames. We're going to look out at the 15, 1 hour, and 4 hour. We're going to find the swing highs and lows. We're going to draw mid-level support and resistance. We're going to draw zone boxes off of our 4 hour wicks, off of a 4 hour swing. So a swing high or swing low, you're going to take that 4 hour wick and you're going to draw a box off that, because that's going to be your level of support resistance. And then we're going to draw any up or down outer trend lines, okay, on the 4 hour time frame and the 1 hour. Then we drop down here to, this is off the power trader indicator. What is it signaling to do? First off, you're going to select in here, what is your trade type of the day? Are you scalping, day trading, or swing trading? Okay, if you're day trading, it's going to tell you, this changed right here. It was set with nothing in it. So if you come down and select that you're going to be day trading, it's going to tell you should have the indicator on a 15, 60, and 4 hour time frame. Okay, and then you're going to look to see what color they are. Or if we're trading gold here, what color are they on the indicator? If they're all green, you're going to select all green here. And then you're going to come down, and you're going to down here select that you're going to buy. You're only looking for buy opportunities. If these were all red in here on the higher time frames, then we're looking to sell. Okay, so you're going to tick those and get ready to sell. You're only looking for shorts. You're only looking for sell signals to come off the indicator. Are you scalping? If you're scalping, 3 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute are your time frames you want to set the indicator up to. And then if you're swing trading, you're going to go 60 minute, 4 hour, and daily. So basically those are your time frames that should link with those individual trade types, how you want to trade for the day. So again, we're going to take our first trade in gold. We're looking to short. This right here then is criteria. What criteria is met? Has it retraced or pulled back? Yes, it has. Okay. Has it broken that retracement line? Sorry guys, I got a ton of stuff coming up. Has it broken the retracement line? Yes, it has. What you're going to notice is that first off, right off the bat, without these being checked, okay, we'll reset that. There's nothing down here in the lower part. Okay, we don't have any trade criteria met in this box, and we don't have a grade bar. Okay, we're looking for our setups. We're looking for them to build up to that 100% setup or A+ setup. And if you have all these checked, it actually totals up to 120. So you can have trades that give you 110 and 120. Those are your A+ setups. So you should feel more confident in those trades, okay? And if you're trading with 20 contracts, well, then you put 20 contracts on. If you're not as confident because you only have a 70 or 80% trade, then what are you going to do? You're going to put less contracts on. There's no way you should put the same amount of contracts on an 80% trade that you put on a 100% trade, okay? You just shouldn't. So we're going to, right off the bat, when you select this, that we're looking to sell because the indicator's all red, it jumps to 50% because we're looking to trade in the direction of the higher time frames, okay? In this case, if we're day trading, we're looking at the 15, 1 hour, and 4 hour. Are they all red? Are they in sync? If they are, then yes, we're looking to sell. We want to sell in the direction of the higher time frames, okay? The next is, again, is it retracing or pullback? This is talking about the candles. Or is it in the middle of a retracement? In this case, it would be a move up, okay? Because it's short, everything's short, then is it pulling back? Is it retracing up? Yes, it's retracing up. We're going to draw a retracement line on that move up. Okay, has it broken that retracement line? So we're going to wait. We're going to sit on our hands because we're not taking a 60% trade. Okay, so has it broken the retracement line after it's moved up? Yes, it broke the retracement line. Okay, after that, are you jumping in? That's a 70% trade. So for those people that just take a trend line break or retracement line break and jump in, they're jumping in on that. Go in light on contracts. Don't go again as heavy as you would on a 100% setup. So basically, you're waiting to see if it pulls back to test that retracement line or high-low that it's just broken. It pulls back and tests it. Then does it bounce off that area? Yep, looks like it's bouncing off that area. Do we get a signal candle, which would be red? If I'm going to short something, I want to see a red candle. I want to see a bearish candle. If I'm going long, I want to see a bullish candle. Okay? So do we have a red candle? Yes, we do. Well, that's up to 100% trade. That's awesome. Then after that, when that red candle formed, did it happen to break a low? The previous low? If it did, you're going to check that, which puts you at 110. And if you wait for further confirmation, would be a test of that high low it just broke. So this allows you, and it'll total up. You can miss one, like it doesn't pull back to test. So it retraces, and then it breaks the retracement line. It never pulls back to test the retracement line after it breaks. It just goes down and breaks a low. Okay, it breaks the high low after that bounce. So it's going to miss a step. And then we get a signal candle. We get that red candle. You're still getting in. It's a 90% setup. So basically, this will total up, your 50 just for trading in the direction. And you're not going to get in on a 50% trade. You might as well flip a coin if you're going to do that. Okay. So we have a 90% setup on gold. Looking at the higher time frames, everything's red. So we want to sell. We get that sell signal, and then we get in. So what is the time of entry? When did you get in? So I'm just gonna throw a time in. So we're looking at 9:30, 35 a.m. You're gonna have to fill that in manually. What's your contract size? So I've got it in here going up to 20. You can always add more. So basically 1 through 20, we're gonna put 10 contracts on, okay? Because it's a 90% setup. We're just gonna go in with 10. And then your entry price, you're going to put in your entry price there. You're going to put in your stop price there. Now here comes to where the profit is. So when you put on 10, I like to put on 10 and close out 8 contracts when it hits my initial target, profit target, okay? And we're using the profit target tool. So there's a video out on that. I'll try and link it with this. But basically it is the Fibonacci tool in TradingView. And I've changed that over to where we're using it for profit targets. It has a stop level, entry level with a half stop, meaning halfway to break even. And then it also has your 1-to-1, 2-to-1 on up, 3-to-1. It has all those profit targets up to 22 levels. We've maxed out that indicator. Okay. So once it hits your first profit target and you close partial, what is that? What is that profit? You're just going to enter a 120, whatever it is. And as you see, it puts it in here. It puts it in where you've closed partial. It also puts it in total. Now you're going to let your runners go. Your runners, you're going to have to kind of add up on your own, because we put on 10 and close out 8, then I'm going to close out one more when it gets the next profit target. If I'm using 20 in here, okay, I close out 15 at my first profit target level, okay? Then I close out 3 at the next profit target level. Then I close out 1 at the next, and I have 1 runner on for the rest of the day. So you're going to have to total those up and keep running tabs. So let's say I close out 15 and I get, 120. I close out 5 and I get, I don't know, guys. I'm just running numbers at 90. Well, then when I close out the next 3, I just have to add that in. Let's say it's 50. So I've got 140 in there. Okay. How many levels back are you going to trail your stop? Are you going to trail your stop 2 levels back, 3, 4, or 5. Okay, let's say we're going to trail 3 levels back. The bottom down here is when your profit targets are hit. So again, with the profit target tool, you're going to lock in, and when it hits 1 to 1, you have to decide, are you closing out your first initial portion of your contracts when you hit 1 to 1, or are you waiting to hit 2 to 1? It's up to you. So you hit 1 to 1 risk reward or 1 to 2 risk to reward. That's up to you guys, what you want to do. If it's a volatile, consolidated movements we're getting, a lot of sideways motion, then you may want to consider the 1 to 1 initially. If things have been trending a lot during the days, then you can consider closing out at 2 to 1. Okay, so but basically as a level's hit, so it hits 1 to 1, what are you doing with your stop? Are you leaving your stop alone, LA? Are you moving your stop halfway to break even? Are you moving it to break even? Now it's only hit 1 to 1, so you're not going to move it to 1 to 1. So typically when it hits 1 to 1, you're either going to leave it alone or move your stop to halfway to break even. And then when it hits this level, level 3, which is 1 to 2, risk reward, so 2 times your risk, well, we've got our stop at halfway. You can either leave it alone or you can move it to break even. Okay? And then at that point, you might, when it hits level 3, you might decide to leave it alone. Because again, you're trying to keep it out 3 levels back. And then it hits level 5, well, then you might start trailing. Now that's at level 1, so it hits level 6. Now you're at level 2. You're going to trail that 3 or 4 levels back. So that's all you have to do in this area. So, and then at the end of the day, you're going to go in and pop some pictures in here. Okay, you're going to attach a picture. All you have to do is come in here and hit insert, and then image, and then you're going to go put image in cell, and you're going to select a chart, and it will put that in the cell. 1 is your entry. That's going to be your entry image. So when you enter the trade, you get all this checked off, boom, you enter, you're taking care of the trade first, you put your trade on, you put your stop on, take an image of that, take a screenshot, and then you're going to attach that right here. And then when you finally get out of the trade, exit it, and it's over, and you've got the chart marked up with either your execution marks are on there or you've marked them up manually, you're going to take a picture of that and put it here, your exit image. Now again, if you're doing multiple, it's kind of hard to do, but this is your first trade in gold. So let's say, you're moving your stop and eventually it turns and stops you out. Well, then you might trade another trade in gold. Okay? But now the second trade, because we were in short, now it's turned. Okay, it turned around. Now we're looking to go long. Same thing. We're going to do buy, and we're going to wait for these to check off and make sure that, so we're not just looking for a buy and sell off this indicator, everything line buy and sell. The buy and sell comes here. Right here on this one down here is we get a signal candle, which would be a green candle in this case, to go long, or the power trade indicator signals a buy signal. Either one is your signal to go long. So that's just extra confirmation in there. And then again, you're going to put in the time. Well, maybe this one's at, 11:30. AM, unfortunately, you got to type the times in. And now we're going to go in. Again, we got 100% trade. So since we have 100% trade, this time we'll go in with 20. And then we're going to close off 3/4. Price you're in, all that. You're going to put your profit when you close partial. And when you finally get stopped out on the bonus on all your runners, you're going to total them up, put them in there. We trailed 2 levels back, and you're going to have these checked, obviously, when it hits these levels. Again, did you move halfway? And then we moved to break even, and then we're trailing back 1 level. So this is level 4. We're trailing back like 1 or 2 levels back. So again, you're just going to check those off as you go. So there's 2 trades in the hole. There's your total. We got 350 for our initial take profit. That's our daily money, what we need to survive, $350 a day or $500 a day, whatever it is for you. It could be $200 a day, which is $4,000 a month. That's what you need to live on. This right here is our bonus. This is our runner profit. So the bonus profit is just that. That should be a separate paycheck for you for the end of the month. So we have our daily goal. This is what we need per day to survive. This right here is extra off the runners. The extra off the runners, guess what it does? It will typically not only cover losses, but also still give you extra profit at the end of the month. That is your bonus paycheck. Don't get that confused with this. This right here is your bonus paycheck. That's what it is. It's going to accumulate over the month. You might have some losers that come out of that. That's okay. But at the end of the month, you'll still have money left over. And then you have your daily. So again, what you're going to do is we change the date to April 8th. We've gone through and traded. We've added images down here. And then what you're going to do at the end of the day, you're just going to hit this button. And there it made a copy. It's not done yet. It also takes that button off. So there's our copy. So this was we were on the master trade sheet. We filled it out. We used it. There's our trades on there. We would have our images down here. So it copied the sheet and named it the date of the trade. So now we have two. You know, we have today's, we have tomorrow. And then you go back to the master and it is reset. Everything's reset for you to start fresh for the next day. All right. So hope you enjoy the sheet. I've enjoyed using it. This is a stronger version than what I started with years ago. It has a lot more features in it. So let me know how you like it. I'm going to put it out tonight in Discord. So I'll have the link in there. Again, when you go to access it, just click here. Anyone should be able to do this. I've set it up where as long as you can click that link, you just have to come in and make a copy. So just hit File and then Make a Copy, and then it'll come up. You can name it whatever you want, and then it'll have the script here, and that will copy over. Okay. So the script is attached to it, so you should get that as well. Just rename it, whatever you want, and make yourself a copy. All right. So I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the trade room.